Good afternoon and welcome to Trinity University. And we've got March soccer for you. Trinity University hosting Southwestern University. And the Tiger women and the Pirate women both off to 1-0 starts here in the SCAC in the abbreviated 2021 spring season. Josh Michigamba joined with Brian Yanselson. We'll be taking you through the action as the teams have just broken the introductions. Just about ready to begin. And should be about 2 minutes before we put the ball in play here from San Antonio. Starting lineups for Southwestern in goal is going to be Jonah Campbell, Maya Fuller, and Kate Wynn, Juliana Chapa, Samia Vernal, and Annie Uten. Julia Pridgeon and Alexis Guajardo, along with Hannah Sanderson and Carly Holmes, and Sam Davis will be up front in the midfield. For the Tigers in goal will be Lauren Bolish, and she'll be joined on defense by Lindsay Pang and Nia Shepard, along with Bailey Meyer. In the midfield, we're going to see Katie Ward, Alana Wickham, Madison Horner, Cameron Beal, and Bella Ferruzzi. And Cassie Bowers join the midfield, and she'll probably also play a little bit up front with Mary Sheridan. Those are the Tigers and the Pirates. Early action here from San Antonio. And it's going to be Sheridan to kick us off. Brian, your thoughts here as we resume the home schedule. First time we're back since 2019.
That's right, Josh. It's great to be here and great to see the Tigers women's soccer team back at home for the first time in 16 months.
Early action now. Trinity with the kick, and they had controlled, now taken away by Fuller for the Pirates.
This should be a good matchup between Southwestern and Trinity. Southwestern defeated Trinity in the SCAC championship last year. That was the Tigers' first conference loss in the tournament since 1991, and that snapped Trinity's 134-game conference winning streak. So Southwestern punishing Trinity last year in a penalty shootout. So good to see these teams back on the pitch.
Carly, behind you! Carly! Find a Samaya, find a Samaya. Step up. Shift in, Holy, shift in!
Shepard with control for the Tigers momentarily, and that one floated into the midfield, taken away by the Pirates. Pirates in yellow, Trinity in white. Southwestern in control, yeah. And you mentioned that SCAC title game. Both teams still making it onto the playoffs. Hardin Simmons knocking out the Pirates in 2019. Trinity advancing on and then knocking out Hardin Simmons in the round after. And then Trinity going to the Sweet 16, eliminated by Messiah, your eventual champion. Just 2 minutes in here so far. So this one played out to the front now for Trinity. Ferruzzi will kick it over to her right, and that one will be momentarily disrupted by the Pirates. Beal chasing it down. It's played out to Southwestern as they now push forward.
Step up.
And they'll kick it out off the left side.
Step up, and then we drop. Goal side, Samaya.
You can see so far the Tigers dominating the ball. Last game, they had a 29-3 shot advantage against Austin College. So something to look out for today, see if the Tigers maintain that control throughout.
Trying to fight her way into the 18-yard box and drawing the foul will be Alana Wickham. And so it'll be a free kick here for Trinity in a dangerous spot. We mentioned the shots just a moment ago. Still 0 shots for either side here as we approach 4 minutes played in. This will be Katie Ward off the ball. Looking to see if she can't find an opening in the wall. That one sent through, and it's in! Katie Ward putting the Tigers on the board. Off the free kick. And just masterfully done.
Number 4, Katie Ward.
Take another look at it. Just perfect height. And I don't know if the keeper just didn't see it.
You just cost us a goal, ref.
But either way, Katie Ward knocking in the goal for the Trinity Tigers. And the first shot, we mentioned they hadn't taken any shots. First one, they capitalized.
Yeah, Ward making that look like a practice shot right there, like she's been prepping for that all week. And that's her first goal of the season after knocking in 7 goals last year. And those goals, along with 7 assists, made Katie Ward the leading scorer on Trinity's team last year.
Gotta win that second ball.
There's your goal scorer, Katie Ward, out of Dallas. As we mentioned, in Trinity, it really hadn't taken any shots. They've controlled the possession here early on. It's been, I'd say, at least 80% in the Tigers' territory. But unable to get any shots other than the free kick at this point. But Katie Ward making it count. Trinity up early. This one kicked into the middle of the 18. Cameron Beal will settle. Kicks it back out. Over for Sheridan. She'll play far side. There's Madison Horner feeding it onto the free kick area, or the penalty kick area, excuse me. And now Southwestern will regroup and defensively draw this out. See if they can't take it across midfield in possession. And no, they cannot. Trinity back on top of it. And that's Ward once again. Dancing around, looking for some space. Cameron Beal, far side. Way off her defender. It's back to Sheridan. And this one played out in front, and now Southwestern might have an opportunity here. Bringing it across is Carly Holmes. Sheridan steps in, knocks it away. Or, excuse me, that was Shepard, excuse me.
Tiger defense did a good job getting back there, not letting the counterattack succeed. We've mentioned that the Tigers have held on to the ball, but that was the first real chance that Southwestern had to break away, but they were not able to. First we've seen of Lauren Bolish at goal, sending that one away. She had her first career start and shutout last week against Austin College. Bolish, the San Antonio native.
Juliet, go ahead, go high, make her mark you. Go towards the center, Juliet.
Southwestern throwing it in and now looking for some space. brings it across for Trinity. Plays it up towards Bowers. And this will be played out. They were trying to find Sheridan on the far left side. And they were a little too strong. It gets played to the sideline right in front of the Southwestern bench. Now, Kate Wynn working with it. And Mary Sheridan's going to come up and knock it out and pin the Pirates back just a little further. Still with the throw. Horner will head that one over. Now finds possession at her foot. Passing along for Ruzzi, now far side. Trying to fight into the corner. Here Southwestern wanting the foul, but instead they're going to get a goal kick.
Hey, what the hell, man? What the hell?
He seems a little one-sided.
Played over quickly.
Pete. Yes, that's better.
Any Newton to get involved there at midfield for Southwestern, but it's eventually taken away by the Tigers once again. And we mentioned that possession just going straight to Trinity. Southwestern's making some advancements here, knocking it away. I'd say instead of it being deep inside maybe the 18 on possession, it's been mostly Trinity side of midfield.
Yeah, and you see right there, as soon as Southwestern is able to get the ball, there's just maybe 1 or 2 Pirates and 5 or 6 Tigers waiting for them. So nowhere to go really for them.
It's Ward giving it another go, and that one's going to be deflected off of Campbell. And out for a corner kick. So
First to the ball, be aggressive.
the Lindsay Ping to take the corner. And the senior, with her last games here for the Tigers, injured last year, and excited that we can have a few contests here in the spring of 2021 for players to get a chance to continue on their careers. After the fall season was canceled,
Samaya, you gotta get there earlier.
teams trying to do everything they can to get as many games in as possible. As Bowers trying to take that one away from Varnell. Varnell's eventually just going to give it away to her teammate and not have to deal with the pressure from Bowers anymore. Flipped on by Bowers. Now Trinity with an opportunity. Sheridan spins, kicks it over, but Bowers was already past it. Now this one fed in, headed back out by the Pirates.
Hey! Up, up, up! Gee!
And played up ahead. As Trinity will race back.
Push up, push up!
Bolish played 45 minutes in the first game. And Trinity went on to the 1-0 shutout. Thanks in part to Cassie Bowers scoring early, as she had done similarly in the 2019 matchup against Austin College. Horner from the side, and that's a bit off if that was a cross and a bit optimistic if that was a shot attempt.
Yeah, and something to keep in mind here, we're already about 12, 13 minutes in. In last week's game for Trinity, Austin College got 3 shots up in the first 10 minutes, and after that point, they did not get a single shot off the rest of the game. So imagine just at this point, if Southwestern is not able to get a shot up for the rest of the game, that's what Austin College was not able to do last week. So dominant defense for the Tigers in their first game, and we're seeing a lot of the same early on here, with the Pirates just not able to get much going early on.
Yeah, Bolish teamed up with Joey Finley to get the shutout. Finley, as you mentioned, did not face a shot on goal.
Juliet, good
almost 15 minutes gone by here from San Antonio. And a free kick from about 20 yards out. Katie Ward has put the Tigers on top.
No shot! No shot!
That's Beal, top of the 18. Play a little two ball with Katie Ward. Now putting the rest of the team into action. Ferruzzi, far side. Coming back across your way was Wickham, but the defense there for Southwestern. And
Find her! Find
they
her!
bring it across. Can they maintain possession down the field? That's offside, but no call. Fuller will take it down into the corner where it will be given a corner kick.
Sam, go in there!
And I stand corrected as looking back at the replay, the
Move up!
half step
Kate! Kate!
keeping Southwestern onside. The funny angles that we have. That's number 18 taking the corner. This one into the box. And fed back out. And then that'll be played out, but it would be a Trinity throw. Looked like both Trinity and Southwestern were in agreement that that was going to be a Southwestern throw. But the official had other ideas.
Don't let him out!
Now we start to see the pressure from Southwestern as they look to take possession back here deep inside near the 18. As Bowers will just kick it out. Finds the foot of Sheridan.
Kate, behind you!
That's paying far side. Back to the middle for Ward. She's got a lot of open space. Pass off cue, and
Guys, you can't
we'll play it
that
back.
way.
I think we're starting to see the beginnings of Southwestern's maybe starting to pull it together with some push, but then every time it seems like they get the ball where they could have a maintained possession, they run into Trinity's defense. Possession back to the Tigers, and then Southwestern has to work really hard to get it back to the spot where they just gave it up. Shepard feeding Sheridan onto the inside, right off to the left of the 18-yard box, and I believe we're going to get a foul called. No, they're going to say it's a corner kick for Trinity.
Hey, the ball went that way. It's the foul ball.
And one thing to look for and be optimistic about if you're Southwestern is last week in their game against Texas Lutheran scored in the 5th minute of the game, but Southwestern came back and scored 3 goals, 1 at the end of the first half and 2 in the second half, and they came out with the 3-1 victory. So hopefully they're hoping to come out with the same result, be able to come back.
That one
Twice.
fed in and headed out wide. Thought that might have been Bowers getting a handle on it. Just to the right of the post. Look at Campbell. She replaces Cardoni for Southwestern in goal this year. And Mary Cardoni, the sister of Trinity Tigers men's team. Fantastic goalkeeper Matt Cardoni, who's spent the last couple of seasons with San Antonio FC. That one fed in, and Campbell's all over it. Not much on the attempt by Ferruzzi, but when you have a shot like that, just go ahead and take it, see what happens. As we mentioned on the free kick, it looked like Campbell got crossed up or just didn't see the kick come in.
Yeah, and Campbell saved 7 shots last week, so already a couple today. So apart from that early free kick goal, right there another stop, doing well to keep the Tigers at that 1 goal.
Another shot, that one not on goal. So 7 saves. Don't typically see Trinity goalkeepers with a lot of saves because the defense typically does the job before it gets there. The last time Trinity really had a lot of shots against were those 2 playoff games, Messiah and Hardin Simmons. As that one's taken away, and now a chance for Guajardo.
G, beat her there! Push up,
Guajardo
push up. Sam, you should be pushed up already.
will take the throw in now for the Pirates.
Right there.
Or she'll dish it off.
That's
And she'll dish it off to her
13
teammate and then try to get into position. Nearly 20 minutes gone by here. First period action. This potentially the first real opportunity, the real threat for Southwestern offensively. They had a corner kick earlier, but that one dissipated quickly.
Drop, Sam.
Now Bowers dribbles along the left and then mishits. And Trinity will be fortunate to keep possession here.
Mike, take 34. Take 29, Charlie. Maya, 4.
Happy to have the women's team in action.
G, 35.
Not certain when or if we'll get to see the men's team here in the spring.
Chopper has wide.
A couple of canceled games already on the schedule. And we're supposed to play yesterday. That game was canceled a while back, and they're supposed to play next week against Southwestern. That game also postponed. This one fed to the far side of the 18. Horner will head it closer. Now Shepard. She'll take a shot from distance. And when it left her foot, I thought she might have had more behind it. But that one floats in for Campbell. And easily handled.
Yeah, and as you talk about the men's team not having played so far and not knowing when they're going to be out next, you just can't take any game for granted, whether it's the women's soccer team or all across Trinity and the SCAC this year. Every game is valuable, and Coach Harrison mentioned that in after their victory last week. You know, with the 134-game conference win streak that the Tigers had, sometimes you might overlook a conference opponent, but not this year. Every single game is an important one and a meaningful one.
And I think you mentioned that 134 win streak snapped. I think it's a testament to Coach Linda Hamilton and the job that she's done turning around the Pirate program. Last couple of years, former national team member. And she had one of the best goalkeepers in the conference, or one of the best goalkeepers the conference has seen in a long time in Cardoni, but in general, she's done a great job with this team, turning it into a legitimate threat. As you mentioned, they gave up a goal against TLU early, but still had enough firepower to come back and take the victory. Something we haven't seen in the SCAC in a while is a legit challenger to the Tiger women's side.
Yeah, just in 2017, Coach Hamilton oversaw a Pirates women's team that had a 3-12-2 overall record, and turning that into the conference champion last season is a real accomplishment. So Pirates hope to continue to improve as they break away here.
Still trying to keep her footing. She does. Fuller now with a shot attempt.
Run, Maya, run.
A fantastic job by Maya Fuller as just kept out dribbling 3 Tiger defenders, and then finally had enough space to put the shot off and just sent it high.
For Southwestern, Mary Kate Begg on for Annie Uden. And for Trinity,
We get substitutions. We'll
number 21, Kira
go back and take a
Stafford.
look at this one.
In for 13, Madison Warner.
It just went right through the box. Got the final touch there. It was a pretty good strike. Just needed to keep it a touch lower. As we return to live action.
You saw 4 Tigers surrounding Fuller, but she was still able to maintain the ball and get a shot off. Senior Fuller last week came up with one of the 3 goals for the Pirates, so trying to get back on the scoreboard there. And you have to think that the Pirates will have to have some sort of individual breakthrough like that, since they're not maintaining possession, not getting a lot of passes off. They're going to have some sort of breakaway like that.
Yeah, really the first time we've seen Bolish challenged at all today, and officially she's not going to get any credit for anything because didn't record a save on it, but almost felt like if Fuller could have, if she felt comfortable enough to have one extra step, I think she might have been able to put a line drive shot on it, and that would have been from nearly point blank range. Substitutions the last time were
Substitutions for Southwestern, number 22.
Kara Stratford for Madison Horner and Mary Kate Beggs for Annie Uten on the Pirate side. Then you see a couple of subs coming in now, so we'll get those in just a moment. As Brian and I are calling the game back from Calgary Gymnasium, watching on the monitors here as you are, and the substitutions were Vernal exiting out and Hannah Hall coming in for Southwestern, and Alex Walsh in for Bella Ferruzzi, and Cece Hendricks in for Cassie Bowers. That one cleared out of danger. Now an opportunity now for the Pirates, but the 1v2 will be taken away. And that's Bailey Meyer kicking it back to Bolish. Now a turnover. Southwestern. Offside? Yes. That one definitely offside. The first one I mentioned, I was thinking that it was, but it was not. This one, let's take a look. You can see just ahead of the play here. She tries to hold up. I'd say that's a good 2 yards offside.
It must be so hard to stay back there, though. So much of the game you're on defense, and you finally see an opening, and you want to get there, but unfortunately for the Pirates, just a little too soon.
This one played up ahead. Now Katie Ward trying to get onto the back end of it.
In general right here, though, much better last few minutes for the Pirates. You're not seeing Trinity dominate as much as they were at the beginning and putting some pressure on Bolish.
Don't get substitutions here.
Substitution for Trinity. Coming on, number 7, Reese Wallace. Replacing number 10, Elena Wickham. Substitution for Southwestern. Number 21, Ella Rue. Coming in for number 29, Carly Holmes.
That's us. Well done. Drop center.
Southwestern doing a really good job just trying to keep it from getting into the 18 for Trinity.
Yeah, and even right here where Trinity's had the ball on their side of the field, their back is to the goal, so nothing threatening at the moment. Pirates doing a great job defending.
Cleared away by Sam Davis. Katie Ward putting the Tigers on top early on off the free kick. If you're looking at the live stats, I'm sure that those will be corrected. It currently has Wickham. This is Ward here. Ball at her foot. So you get cross court.
Foul, stand her up. Onto it, G. G.
That'll be played out for another goal kick.
Coming in for Trinity, number 27, Del Trinity. Taking off number 22, Molly Sheridan.
So Campbell will put it back into play. And that one just finding space. Eventually played back forward by Trinity, and that should be a foul against the Tigers. It is.
Don't run away, G. Just get out of your feet.
Right to the 30th minute.
Go, Maya.
And now Fuller. We've already seen her beat 4 defenders. I'd say there's no need to look away when there's a defender stepping in front of her. She might be able to get past it. And maybe getting past it here will be Trinity, but that one played just a touch too far up out of the reach.
Drop, Sam. Drop, Sam. Drop.
Teddy Del Prete.
Good. Yes.
That one mishit. Trinity going the other way.
All right, move up. Move up.
Nice job by little Sam Davis stepping in.
Hi, Cooley.
Or it might have been Hannah Hall stepping up and
Move up, Sam.
deflecting that one back. Getting possession for Southwestern.
We talked early on about the big SCAC championship matchup between these two teams that went to a penalty shootout with Southwestern coming out on top. But before that, earlier in the regular season, Trinity defeated Southwestern here at home 6-0. But then up in Georgetown, Trinity won again, but this time 2-1. So you could see after that 2-1 matchup and then Southwestern pulling it out in penalty shootouts, they have been very competitive, a very competitive matchup for the Tigers, and nothing easy so far today. After that early goal, not much doing for the Tigers. So clearly the Pirates have studied the film and prepared well for the tough matchup always against Trinity, especially here at their campus.
Taken away by Ella Rue. But every time we say it's taken away by Southwestern, Trinity just keeps fighting right back and finds the ball back at their foot. Shepard
Control it.
feeds it in, gets deflected around. She finds it once again.
Move up. Move up.
Played back for Bailey Meyer. All bullish. Reset. This one far side now. Reese Wallace.
Joe.
That one played forward, and Jonah Campbell coming in. Making the, I don't know if it's officially going to go as a save, but a play that nonetheless needed to be made. That one fed through and then just kept rolling. Eventually kicked deep by the Pirates. Was Beal in the midfield. Over to Shepard.
Hey.
Will continue to just kick it around.
Step up on her, kid.
And Ward lost her footing. Shepard didn't see it in time. And the Pirates with a chance and on the move. This is Whitehill. And Whitehill will draw the foul, and that's about the same spot that we saw the free kick from Trinity.
Yeah, and you could see Whitehill was getting her jersey grabbed on that one, and they were clamoring for that on the bench, but took a while. Right there, you see.
Yeah, that's it's about as clear as you're going to see it. And so I said it was about where the distance was. The jersey held was a few yards back, so it'll be Fuller and Davis here for Southwestern. Fuller to the left, Davis right on top of it. Trinity with just 3 in the wall.
Follow it in, Kate! Follow it, Ella!
Fuller will take off. Davis will send it forward, and that's going to be, I was going to say well overshot, but it started to bend back and
Sub for Southwestern, number 32, Sydney Catalar.
almost caught the upper corner.
16, Alexis Guajardo.
It starts to bend and come back and
Sub for Trinity, number
sails
14, Emma Everts.
harmlessly over the bar, but not as harmlessly as I
Number 6, Josephine McCray.
thought it was off the foot.
Replacing 24, Nia Shepard.
Yeah, really the second time that Bolish has had to worry about something coming her way.
First to the ball.
Trinity with an opportunity to put some speed behind this one. Good recovery there from Southwestern. Kind of forced Trinity just a second or two off the ball, making the difference and allowing the defense to cut back underneath.
Yeah, that pass was there, but it was just, like you said, a second or two late.
Up the lane off. Up the lane off.
Good! Pressure, Maya!
Josephine McCray there on the back line for Trinity. Feeds it in for Beal. And Beal trying to go all the way across for Wallace, and she'll kick that one a little too heavy.
Kate.
It'll be similar to last week where we saw Trinity get out to quick early advantage over the Kangaroos from Austin College, but really couldn't do anything after that. The conditions between the two fields couldn't be more different. But I think you're seeing maybe just a more of a top-notch opponent here in Southwestern than we saw in Austin College. The field last week still wet and completely gone from multiple use in the winter storm that hit North Texas. Meanwhile, on the field here, I think particularly because the men's team has not been able to give it a go just yet, could not be in better shape.
This is also a young Trinity team. You see 7 first years on the roster and 9 sophomores, so not a whole lot of game experience. I know Coach Harrison likes to rotate in. Last year, a lot of first years played, so they do have some good experience. But overall, a young team for Trinity, so still getting the hang of the season.
Crossed in and handled.
Whitney, come high there! Now go
Campbell
central. Go central.
taking out of the sky. We see now mostly subs throughout the game.
Ella, you're running towards
Not
her.
unexpected as we approach
Come on, Whitney.
7 minutes left here in the first half.
For them. Right? Hold her off. Hold there, Whit. Stop. Go towards her. Go high. Go high.
it'll be very interesting to see how this game progresses, because last week Trinity scored their one and only goal in the 28th minute, and then they were content with just defending, and they were able to do just that.
Showing off the leg is Kira Stafford.
But yeah, the relatively early goal last week for Trinity, and just stellar defense the rest of the way. We'll have to see if the Pirates are going to be able to break through. And if Trinity is going to keep attacking, they had 29 shots last week. They already have 11. But even with those 29 shots, just one went in. So if you're looking for an area of improvement for the Tigers, that offensive efficiency is probably where you're looking.
Be a foul against Tigers here. And yeah, 6 on goal for Trinity, none for Southwestern. They do have 2 shots themselves. Both of those off the mark.
Hannah, drop a little bit.
So Davis to kick. A race to get there. Southwestern should have this one. They also have the opportunity to just let it go out of bounds. Get the throw in. Headed down and eventually finds the foot of, I believe that was Mary Kate Beggs for the Pirates. It's almost a Southwestern weekend or extended week. Hosted them in baseball last week, and then saw their women's basketball team here on Friday night.
Yeah, and the women's soccer team hoping to come out with a better result for Southwestern. The baseball team swept in 4 games by the 3rd-ranked Trinity Tigers, and the women's basketball team losing to the Tigers in the first round of the SCAC tournament.
Pirate baseball team getting back into the win column yesterday, knocking off Texas Lutheran. A strong quality win for a young team there. And that one's shot that's going to be blocked. And then we've got foul on Trinity. So excellent job with the defense there by Southwestern's defense. Take a look one more time. Excellent extension for the leg kick, and then foul against Tigers.
And all the games against Southwestern, of course, between Southwestern and Trinity, results from the fact that many of our teams are playing conference-only schedules, soccer included in that. Trinity will only leave the state of Texas once in their schedule, so getting very familiar with the Southwesterns, Texas Lutherans, Shriners of the world.
I think it also helps when the SCAC and the ASC, both the 2 dominant conferences here for Division III in the state of Texas, the majority of the teams, they both have teams out of state, but the majority of their teams are in state. So that gives both conferences an opportunity that when they do play their non-conference schedule for the teams that are still, which are the spring sports that are in their current full season, baseball, softball, those types, tennis, competing against non-conference schools. But the conference looking to keep it, I guess, simple, but I think also wanting to say, like, you know, we can still maybe have a designated champion here in abbreviated season, but trying to figure out how to do so, and most of that involves playing conference-only opponents, so that way you can, I think, more fairly evaluate records. I think even more particularly when you lose games throughout the year, because of protocols or winter storms or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, just a great job all around by the teams, by the conference, the individual players, coaches making the spring season happen. It has not been easy, and it will continue to be a challenge getting all of these games in, but every game that we get to call here on Tiger Network and that these players get to play is definitely an accomplishment on its own.
It's Paying far side. Keeps that one nicely in. That one finally kicked away by Hall. Alex Walsh getting her first touch. That one played right at the feet of Emma
1 minute
Evertson.
remaining in the first half.
Everts probably could have settled that one just a little bit more. Would have had an opportunity for a better shot.
And Josh, as we enter this final minute of the first half, I think if you're Southwestern, you have to be thrilled with where you're at. You're only down 1 against such a powerhouse opponent. You are limiting them on offense, getting some opportunities of your own. So I think heading to the half, Coach Linda Hamilton will be happy with her team.
Yeah, definitely still well within striking distance here. As Trinity maybe trying to put together something that dashes those hopes right before the half.
10, 9,
Looks like we are going to get
7, 6, 5,
to the break with it just being a 1-0 game, and that one courtesy of this play after the foul against Southwestern.
into the first
That
half.
was Katie Ward
1, Southwestern 0.
in the 4th minute with the absolute strike. And that is where we stand here at the break with Trinity on top 1-0. We'll take a quick 15 minutes and be back here for the second half in just a bit. And welcome back here as we are just about ready to start the second half. The teams will switch sides. And 14-2 on shots for the Tigers. 7 of those 14 on goal, none for the Pirates. Trinity committed 5 fouls against 3. Took 2 corners, Southwestern just 1, and each team had an offside. Not really a whole lot of action going on stat-wise, as we saw pretty much most of the battle was probably in the middle third of the field, maybe more so towards Trinity's side, but Pirates doing an excellent job, I think, so far of keeping possession away from inside the 18-yard box. Trinity's had a few attempts, but mostly, I mean, other than the fantastic strike by Katie Ward, it's been a pretty back-and-forth game.
Yeah, absolutely. And even at the end of that first half, when Trinity had the ball on Southwestern side, they weren't doing much with it. They had their back to the goal, weren't really threatening at all. So Pirates doing a great job keeping this game at 1-0, and they are right in the perfect spot to strike at any moment and tie the game.
And then counter to that, though, Trinity, every time Southwestern did try to put possession together, just snatching it away and really limiting what the Pirate offense could even bring to the table. As we are underway now, second half action. And that's going to be deflected by Katie Ward. And Southwestern will keep possession. The quick throw in. And trying to maybe sneak an advantage here early, but Trinity getting back. So Ward will step in and fight for it, and then I think that's Beggs going to be called for a foul against the Pirates.
Long ball.
In a game like this with such a powerhouse program like Trinity's women's soccer team is, you got to think that the pressure is on Trinity. Southwestern is coming in here and they beat Trinity in the SCAC championship, and they have to be feeling confident. And if you're Trinity keeping this score at just 1-0, it's really risking it because all it takes is one. You could dominate the game, you could take more shots, but all it takes is one opportunity for Southwestern, and they look to have one right here.
Handball called, but advantage played. And now the shot, and we're going to see for the first time Joey Finley stepping up and making a save. We'll see if it's technically a save or if they said that one was going to tail off goal. But either way, a solid shot attempt for Southwestern, and Finley stepping up for the Tigers.
Yeah, and Finley came in the second half last week as well. So same strategy, Bolish in the first half, now Finley in the second half.
No shot on goal there. Almost walking it in to the 18. That was Hendricks. Southwestern flirting with danger as Trinity just kind of slow playing and methodically moving this downward. Walsh gets a foot on it, plays it forward, but that's deflected. Beal loses sight of it momentarily, but now she's got it back at her foot. She'll kick back for Walsh. Going to the left side, it's got player cutting in. And defense there by Kate Wynn. We'll give possession now back to Southwestern after that one's played out. Katie Ward's free kick at 4:22. Difference on the scoreboard. But as you mentioned, the second half could be different.
Get a sit. Get a sit.
Pirates trying to play that one short for a cat award. And we'll eventually bring it far left side. And the defense coming in from Reese Wallace, forcing the issue, and Southwestern, I think, playing that one a little bit faster than they wanted to. They'll eventually lose possession and play into 50-50.
And if you're the Tigers, while it may be stressful for the fans watching at home to keep the score 1-0, they don't mind it at all. They were able to do it last week against Austin College, and they confide in their defense to hold this score. So isn't the most relaxing way to win a game, but they're up for it.
Beggs trying to play it forward for Southwestern, and that one's saved from being a corner kick. That'll now be a throw for the Pirates. Trying to see if we can't tell. I think that's Beal that saved it from being the corner.
And early on, you see the Pirates putting a lot of pressure on Trinity already. And it feels like as this game goes on, every minute that Southwestern is able to keep the score this way, they might get just a little bit more confidence. And confidence doesn't lead to goals, but it certainly can help.
Confidence may not lead to goals, but corner kicks typically do. So Southwestern now with an opportunity. It's their second corner of the day. And we'll see if they play it short or if they try to. Official drawing Tigers back even further. They'll play it short and then try to wrap around it. And the advantage of the corner now completely gone for Southwestern. Although they play this one in for Beggs, and that'll be kicked out. Be a throw. Mary Kate Beggs probably a half step away from being in full control of that. Chapa will play it in. That one taking away by Trinity, but they're going to call a foul.
I was about to say that looked like a missed opportunity for the Pirates, not sending in that corner kick, but just as I was about to say that, they put some pressure on Finley and just a half second late, or else that could have been the equalizer. But once again, they're going to get another opportunity for a free kick, so just a lot more pressure this half.
See, that's what was called a foul, the knee versus knee action there at the end. Coach Harrison was inquiring from down on the Tiger sideline and initially thought the same thing. I didn't see it at first, and Finley swipes at it, and that one's going to fall through. And I think they're going to give the goal off the kick. I'll take another look at it here in a second. And got a word on the free kick. And Finley swats at it and just completely misses it. So we're back to live action. Tied at 1, and just like we had maybe alluded to, the possibility that Southwestern not needing
5 feet, G, show to her. Good.
tons of opportunity if they could strike and make one opportunity count. So both goals now off of free kicks that I think both teams are questioning why they were both free kicks.
Ricky, stay with her.
Yeah, beautiful shot there by Katawar to equalize this game. And you mentioned it, Josh. I mean, that's just their first shot on goal, but it's their first goal. So if you make your opportunities count, that's all that matters.
That'll be whistled for offside.
Sam, be an option, Sam.
Yeah, I'm sure Finley would like another crack at that one. He tried to punch it out as opposed to maybe just grabbing it.
Get that set.
And now if you're the Pirates, I mean, what a confidence boost scoring early in the half is, and now they're going to try to put even more pressure on the Tigers. And on the opposite side, if you're Trinity, that could be a little bit of a gut punch. I mean, you're used to defending super well, and you shut out in your first game last week, but now there's a goal on the board, and how are they going to respond? This will be a good moment for the Tigers and Coach Harrison's young team.
Yeah, and we alluded to it as well at the beginning of the broadcast, where we feel that in large part, the SCAC has become a two-team conference, and Southwestern proving that with their result in 2019. If Trinity would have won that game, you might be able to say, like, well, who knows? Maybe it's still just a one-team conference, but when you capture the hardware, you've put your name on it, and you've laid claim to the fruits that go with it. So, looking at potentially maybe the next few years here of the SCAC, one of these two teams really being the favorite going forward. It's been Trinity for the last 25 plus years, and beyond that, I think it's great for the SCAC in general, but I think it's also great for Trinity to see another team locally step up with some pretty potent firepower and chance to sneak away a game and make it more of an intense rivalry.
Yeah, and just 2 seniors on the roster for Southwestern, so this team will be coming back and they'll continue to gain experience. And this team is also trying to prove that last year was not a fluke, that victory in the SCAC championship on a penalty shootout. Anything can happen in those, but they are proving here so far that they are here to play and they're here to stay.
Yeah, Uten and Fuller are the 2 seniors for Southwestern, so mentioned just 2, but the 2 that they could potentially be losing, 2 of their starters.
Drop in a little bit, Meyer. Just drop in that space. There you go, right there.
Lindsey Pang to toss it in. Now to the foot of Ward. And almost just skating that one through. Walsh. Or excuse me, that's Wallace on the near side now.
Hold it! Drop!
And after dominating most of the first half with the ball on their side, Trinity has yet to put up a shot 10 minutes into the second half. So on top of the goal for the Pirates, playing good defense as well.
Pang steps in front, kills the opportunity for Southwestern to push forward, and gives complete control back to Trinity. Bill will settle now for Wallace, and into Ward. Just so composed around the 18. Sends the cross in, and that's going to be headed. And Campbell's going to have to come over and make the play to avoid the danger.
On the feet, Whit.
Now stolen. Trying to find Wallace on the near side. It's intercepted.
G, turn. You have no one for Miles.
Chapa
G.
back and forth with Gallardo.
Handball.
Played into Bowers, and that will be a handball as it rolls up under the arm. 1-1 here in the second. A couple of free kicks either way. Trinity struck first in the first half, and moments ago, Southwestern with the equalizer. Katie Ward for the Tigers, and on the flip side for Southwestern, it was Sydney Cataward.
And earlier you mentioned, Josh, that while confidence might not lead to goals, that corner kicks might, but it looks like we might have to revise that to the free kicks lead to goals.
Yeah, so far in this game, it's been the free kicks. We haven't seen, I think it's just been the 2. They've both gone in. Now Bowers in the box. Just missed on the return to Ward. Southwestern with nobody back as they've played everybody on defense. Hendricks Over to Beal. She'll find Wallace. Poked away. But to Pang, and Lindsay Pang sends it forward. It's headed out. And then that one mishit. Now Southwestern in control. And they'll dribble past. Now if she can flick it forward, she's got a teammate up ahead. And that opportunity wasted.
Drop in, G. Right there. Turn the face, G. Just right there. Right there. Watch it go by you.
Back to the midfield.
MK, go hard. I got a sub coming. Just go hard, MK.
You can hear the thought process from Coach Hamilton. Don't worry, we've got a bench. Give me everything you've got right now. As we've mentioned, it may only be 1 or 2 opportunities that you get in this game. Make the most of them. Beal finds Wallace, and that one floated back, but nobody there for Southwestern, and that's going to be a foul. No, the advantage has been played to Trinity. Walsh cutting around the right side and did not have a cutter through. I don't know if she thought maybe Bowers was going to give it a go, but that'll be played back now for Campbell for the kick. Hendricks and Beal go back and forth. Now Wallace has Chapa into the box. Chapa will finally get back on defense. Beal probably should have settled a little bit more than she had time, but maybe felt the pressure.
But just no space for the Tigers. Pirates everywhere they turn around, right there on top of the Tigers. So not providing any space and no opportunities to score. We've barely mentioned Campbell's name. Just a minute ago she collected the ball, but no real pressure on her.
Bill flick this one ahead. Bowers trying to find the step. That one still played around in the box. Now Walsh for the shot, and what a save by Campbell. That'll be a corner kick.
Oh, that's a great save.
Let's go back to that whole sequence here. That one was tipped forward. And then Walsh with the absolute bullet. And Campbell just getting a hand on it. Now the corner here from Trinity. Played down to the feet, and that was Hendricks, I believe, just missing.
Go ahead, go in. You don't have to wait. It's not club.
Take another look. This one dangerous for Southwestern. You can tell if that one had been a foot closer, that's probably in the back of the net. And Trinity now, the offense ramping up. I think they may have taken the goal personally.
Yeah, that's the kind of pressure you want to see if you're the Tigers, and it's been missing most of the game, but like you said, maybe that goal from the Pirates is what they needed to inspire them offensively.
Beal will leave it around, and
Mark up!
Pang will give the throw.
And they have 17 shots and 9 of them on goal, but that was, apart from the free kick that resulted in the goal, that was really the first time that you felt the Tigers were close to striking.
Yeah, a couple of the other shots on goal have just been shots from distance like that one, but that one with more of a trajectory into the back of the net. And the Tigers will take the 2-1 lead. We'll take another look, see who that one was, because, to be honest, I lost track of where that was. On the far side, Just an absolute rocket into the upper right. It makes it 2-1 Trinity. CeCe Hendricks credited with the goal.
Settle.
And just as we were saying, the pressure coming from Trinity
Drop, Hannah.
since the equalizer from Southwestern. You just felt it coming.
That's Hendrick's first goal of the year after scoring 3 last year.
There's Bowers in the Austin College game, and then Ward early on. Now Hendricks joining the crew.
Subbing in for Trinity, number 22, Miles.
We seem to have a configuration issue pulling in the live stats into our graphics, so we'll just feed them off of the live stats. 18-4 on shots, 10-1 shots on goal, both favor Trinity. Now just 8 saves for Campbell. Trinity 8 fouls, Southwestern just 5. They've both taken 3 corners. Southwestern whistled for an offside. Trinity whistled for 2. Wickham throwing that one in quickly. Maybe trying to feed off the momentum of the last goal.
Yeah, and some interesting swings of momentum in this half alone. Southwestern came out firing, and they tied it right up, and you could tell that affected Trinity, and then they came out, responded well, putting some pressure on the offensive side, now resulting in their second goal. So just as Trinity had to respond to Southwestern's equalizer, now Southwestern, we have to see how they respond to losing that tie. They were playing so well and gaining a lot of confidence, but will they be able to respond to yet another goal from Trinity?
The turn made by Gallardo. Eventually lost back to Trinity. Now Ward. Looking to settle. Feeds Walsh on the interior. Turn shot and score for the Tigers. And that is going to be Mary Sheridan.
Goal for the Tigers for number 22, Molly Sheridan.
And I think we may have just found our answer.
Yeah, seems like the dam has opened for the Tigers.
1332, Catalan.
A little flick back. The turn. She had the space, and then I think Campbell just maybe not anticipating the shot. And Sheridan makes it 3, and that's now 4 Tigers that have scored here on the season in the first 4 goals. Spreading the wealth around.
Sheridan had 6 goals in her first year with the Tigers last year.
21, Kira Stafford, replacing 2 Pang and 24, Shepard.
You mentioned already in 2 games, 4 Tigers have scored. Last year, 16 Tigers scored a goal, at least 1 goal last year. So, spreading the wealth for sure. And Coach Harrison likes to rotate in a lot of his roster, so not strange to see, but still, you got to like having production from every corner of the roster.
Sophomore out of Arizona. The last 2 shots, out of St. Louis, Missouri. We'll check our sheet. The last 2 shots for the Tigers, I think, have just really put this game into a different status. We had seen a competitive back and forth game, and now we're going to see Trinity, I would presume to see Trinity sit back and look for more ball control, as they give it away there, but more ball control and to see if they can't look to spin off the last 23 minutes of this one. And then on the other side of it, something we really haven't seen from Southwestern today, the ability to take command and push forward in control of possession. They're going to need that. And if you're down a goal, you can sneak one somewhere. When you're down 2, you've got to really have an offense that can piece together possession in large clumps, much the way that Trinity did there after the Southwestern equalizer. They didn't score on the first 2 real chances that they had, but then the next 2 chances might not have even been as solid or as, productive from the standpoint of how the play developed. They were able to find a way to put it into the back of the net.
Yeah, and that's what great teams do. You're not always going to have clear shots at goal. You're not always going to have a perfect game, but you got to make even the semi-good opportunities count.
There's a shot on goal and a save for Campbell.
You can't let up if you're the Pirates. Last week against Texas Lutheran, they scored 2 goals in the second half, and they won 3-1. So they're able to put the goals up on the scoreboard, but Trinity defense certainly is a different beast than Texas Lutheran's.
Putting in for Southwestern, number 21, Hello Rue. Facing number 2, Maya Fuller.
Thank you.
And also number 11,
Other action today here for Trinity sports fans.
Sanderson.
Got the SCAC men's basketball tournament round 1 finally coming to you. Trinity and Schreiner making it round 3 as they both played each other last Friday and Saturday. 2 wins by the Tigers, but it's always hard to beat a team 3 consecutive times. And Trinity will be back on their home court tonight. 5 o'clock tip. We'll have it here on the Tiger Network for you, but should be a good one nonetheless. Trinity winning both of those games by double digits, but Schreiner putting up a pretty valiant effort in both games. The Tigers being the 1 seed in the men's tournament. And
Here we go,
should be a good one.
Carly, no, in the box, Carly, in the box, Carly, in the box.
Sam, let him get set
Now a free kick, but this one's from plenty of distance.
in the center in case anything pops.
I won't say out of range, but as we've seen these fall
Forward,
in the past, but
in there.
that one played up to the middle of the box and then kicked out for a throw as we approach 20 minutes left here in this one.
3 to mark 1 in the back. We're behind.
Yeah, Josh, really looking forward to tonight's men's basketball game right here on Tiger Network, and just so fortunate to see so much action going on all over Trinity's campus and across the conference. Of course, we had the football team yesterday fall just short to Hendricks. Volleyball had a tough road trip to Colorado College. The top-ranked Trinity volleyball team fell in back-to-back games. But just everywhere you look, there's something happening on Trinity's campus.
Track meet going on for about 5.5 hours last night. That one played out into open space and an opportunity now for the Tigers once again. That one will be set too strong. It played out for a goal kick. Next week for Trinity, women's soccer at Schreiner. They'll travel up to Kerrville. And then on the 20th, they'll go up to Irving to face the University of Dallas. And then back here at Paul McGinley Stadium on the 27th, that's a Saturday, 1 o'clock kick, so we host St. Thomas. And then the week after, we'll be hosting Texas Lutheran before the team concludes at Centenary on April the 10th. Just a couple of home games here for Trinity.
I think we can all agree that we sincerely hope we don't go another 16 months between home games for the Tigers.
Right back to her.
It'll be good to
Just play it back to
get back
Adriana.
into the fall, winter, spring breakup. As exciting as this has been for some fans at home to turn on the TV and get some soccer in the middle of March,
Come on, Juliet.
it does wear on the rest of us as Southwestern is going to break through, and they've got another goal here. 17:51 to play, and I mentioned it. Maybe Southwestern is just going to be a team of opportunity today, not necessarily needing to establish long runs of possession. As we'll take another look, this one just flicked ahead. And a couple of mistakes here by the Tigers, not able to get on the edge of that one. Finley coming out and leaving the goal wide open for Southwestern. And check the stats as I mentioned, we're watching this game on monitors pretty much the same way you are at home. We'll see who the goal was given to. Looks like Juliet
Shop, Sam.
Pridgeon on the goal. 72-08. So back to the 1-goal lead where we found ourselves at the half.
Just C10.
Southwestern, maybe not a team that's going to dominate possession, but very opportunistic when they do get the ball.
Yeah, and that's Pridgeon's first goal on the year, but she scored 6 last year. So someone that's used to getting up on the board.
A lot of work in there. It's a lot of work. Help organize in there too, okay? Let's get after it.
Here we go. Win it.
And just like the Tigers have had a different player score each of their goals this season, the Pirates have had 5 different players score their 5 goals.
Challenge her.
A 3-1 victory over Texas Lutheran last week.
And that, I think that shows the talent on both of these teams. We've talked a lot about how these are the 2 teams to beat in the SCAC. And it's not just because of any one player, it's because of their team as a whole.
Interception now by the Pirates, who give it away. Don't go anywhere yet. We've got a final 15 minutes coming up. But if it's anything like the first 75, should be very entertaining. This one played now to the foot of Beal and given away once again. Southwestern, opportunity to push forward. This one played out, far side. That could have easily been the equalizer there, and just not able to find somebody on the far side as Gallardo sends it forward.
We might be seeing the prime example of why there's that saying that being up 2 goals is sometimes the worst lead. Pirates did not let up, and now they're just 1 moment away, 1 break from tying it up. Tigers might have gotten confident, up 3-1. You mentioned they were going to maybe park it back a little bit, but they are going to face some serious pressure from the Pirates. They're not going to go down easy.
Under 15 to play here in regulation, and
Okay.
that will be given a foul.
Great tackle, Kay.
And they've stopped the clock here as the ball goes out of play. So let's take a moment to retrieve it, and we'll see it one more time here. Just ever so slightly late on the tackle, coming in from the backside. She might have gotten a clean tackle on it if she had been a step quicker, or maybe even just like a slight step ahead. The combination of just the timing of it and being from behind was what gave the referee the condition, and I thought it was going to be a foul, but it looks like he just called an out.
Yeah, it looked like the defender must have come up clean on the ball.
Yeah, and as I said, it was real close, and I thought maybe he had whistled it just a tad late, but the ball was thrown in, so I'm not exactly sure what he walked over to reference. Maybe he was just explaining why it wasn't a foul.
Either way, a good result for the Pirates because, as we've seen, the free kicks have resulted in goals for both teams, so don't want to give the Tigers a shot right there.
Like down, now Everts looking to cross back. And Sheridan. Maybe center too far astray. Sheridan's cross will come in right into the hands of Campbell.
Run through it.
Headed around and ultimately
Behind you, Ella.
controlled now by Trinity. I believe that's Tablante. Far side.
Just step over that, Sam. We get a goal kick. Don't give anything away, Yellow. Here we go.
Sheridan, far side of the box.
Step up.
Definitely a tough position there for Sheridan, but that's how she scored her first goal. She had her back to the goal and then just turned around and flicked it right in.
We're talking about getting back to soccer in the fall, and I'll be mostly excited for that as we'll be able to have our full use of equipment here for soccer. Goal cams and inline cams. Far side of the field is pretty tough read.
No shot.
And the shot taken off the post. And I'm going to say it was deflected, so now a corner kick for Trinity. And let's take one more look.
First to the ball.
Yeah, Campbell getting a finger on it, deflecting it away for the save. Fantastic shot attempt. I thought Everts was going to sneak it in there. Now the corner comes in. Played into the box and headed out, so we'll do another corner from the opposite side.
Yeah, and that last one was Campbell's 10th save of the game, so despite allowing 3 goals, she's doing her part, keeping the Pirates right there in the game. Let's see if she can do it again on another corner kick for Trinity.
And kicks it through. Corralled by Campbell.
So we're approaching 10 minutes remaining in this game. Trinity up 3-2 over Southwestern, but should be an exciting final 10 minutes. Can the Pirates tie it up late? Or will the Tigers hang on for their second victory of the year?
Yeah, this game definitely feels like the final 10 minutes here could be to decide ultimate seeding for the SCAC playoffs. As we talk about maybe both of these teams being the 2 strongest in the conference.
On G. Go, MK.
And it's going to be a foot race. And Finley's going to come out and ultimately win it, kick it down. Southwestern able to rally in the midfield. And they'll eventually get a throw out of this with 9.5 to play. Substitutions coming.
Adriana!
Substitution
Actually,
for Southwestern,
Santa!
number 18,
Santa!
Hannah Sanderson.
Santa, you stay left.
Replacing 9,
Yeah.
Samaya Barnell.
You all right? Okay.
So we'll check the stats for the subs. Wickham playing forward.
Good, Adriana. Well done.
That'll be
Adriana!
shielded off for the goal kick. I think nicely done. That one batted forward by Josephine McCrae. Throw for the Pirates. They'll play it short.
Here we go. Hold it, hold it.
Beggs.
Play back, play back.
Might have turned it over, but able to find him again. Then we'll play it back. Dangerous situation for Southwestern. They've done well with lulling Trinity forward and then playing the deep ball over the top a few times now, but under 8 to play, you give up one more. I don't know if you're going to have a whole lot of opportunity to come back down 2. Everett's giving pressure. DePrezzi joining in on some defense there for the Tigers. Eventually played out for another Pirate throw. Into the blind zone for the cameras.
Coming in for Southwestern, number 12, Rhoda Hijaz.
Does Lost see the substitution of Hijaz in for Ella Rue.
Yeah, hoping to get some fresh legs for that final push, final 7 minutes of the game.
Okay. Passer.
Sanderson can't find a teammate, but they'll walk down another 15 yards, throw it in again.
Yeah, slowly but surely making their way towards Trinity's goal. So
And I think Beggs just had better thoughts on that one.
Subs for Trinity. Coming on number 7.
What transpired will be a goal kick for the Tigers, and
Katie Wood.
opportunity to waste about another 45 seconds to a minute here with the substitutions. They can do that till 5 minutes, and then the clock will stop.
First ball. Back,
Can
back,
play
Santa, back.
forward into the middle, Katie Ward. She opened the scoring from just a few yards in from where she stands now. Lindsay Pang coming up from her back line, and she'll draw the foul. It'll be a free kick.
Must the ball ref.
one of the last things you want if you're Southwestern. Free kicks have been dangerous today, and it allows just seconds to continue to tick off.
Pang sends it far side, and part of me thinks she might have been thinking upper corner, but not to be, and nobody on the back end of it.
Pinch hit. Stay there, Rhoda. Stay there, Carly.
Carly, hold
Stay
there!
there.
First to the ball!
Under 5 to play now.
That did not look like the kick Campbell was hoping for.
Go, G, turn and go!
Ended up right back in Trinity's possession and way too close to the goal, but now it's back on Trinity's side and kicked out of bounds.
Meyer with some defense, finally gets some help from a teammate. Hendricks, who scored earlier, helping out, and now Trinity playing it a little bit behind Wallace. She'll try to push forward. Coming back to help was Gallardo, and now a foul will be given as Baggs was held by Hendricks.
Gotta love the intensity from both teams here. No matter what the result is, this is exactly what you want to see. An exciting game that is going down to the wire.
Joey Finley will come out and play that one and then roll it forward to Pang. Kicked out by Southwestern.
Don't give him anything. Here we go.
There you see what Southwestern's trying to do, just find any way to get the ball over there and see if Finley doesn't misplay it or just any sort of mistake that could lead to the equalizer late.
Ward plays it forward. Wallace will have it kicked out. But as you mentioned, I think Trinity will take that back and forth all day. Now Wallace sneaking back behind the defense, still onside. Throws it into the middle of the box. Turn and shot and score for the Tigers. 2:41 left to play, and that will most likely do it for us today. And Molly Sheridan with her second of the day.
That is how you seal the deal right there. Leave no question about it.
Similar to our first, just a turn and shot. Just pinpoint precision there from Sheridan. Make it 4-2 Tigers, and I won't say it's over yet. Southwestern has come through and scored very quickly on us so far. But I do think that the advantage is definitely heavily on the favor of Trinity's side. So we got a stoppage of clock. And the one thing that you don't want to happen at any point in a game, but especially late in a game, is to see somebody go down. And that is McCrae holding her left knee or left ankle. Sheridan with the encouragement. Well, 2 minutes left to play. We'll take a quick break and join you back here in just a moment. So Josephine McCrae walking mostly under her own power, and that's a great sight to see. Although you can tell she's still in some pain there. But I was just about to mention that the last thing you want to see in a 2-goal game late is to see somebody go down. And so hopefully, I think with the encouraging sign that she's walking now maybe even more comfortably, but nothing serious on the injury. And it'll be Southwestern for the kick. We'll resume. It'll be 2 minutes to play. So maybe some of the flow of the game gone here after the injury, but Southwestern with an opportunity to put this back into action. They need a goal per minute here at the end. Sorry.
No corners.
Kara Stafford working the far side. Bypasses Ward for Hendricks. Now Hendricks back to Stafford. And well read there by Wynn.
Definitely a tough way to end it if you're the Pirates. Fought hard all game, and they'll come up, looks like they'll come up just short. But I think overall, they have to be pleased with their performance.
Ward almost finding her second of the game. That one just rolling off her foot as Wallace sent a beauty into the 6. That'll eventually be spun around and played by McGinn.
Yeah, and you can see Trinity not letting up, even up 2 with a minute left. And I think for them, this game shows that they're still the team to beat in the SCAC for women's soccer. But at the same time, Southwestern showed that they're going to be here and put up a fight, and they're not going to go down easily. And you mentioned it earlier. I think this will be a great rivalry for years to come, as Southwestern's really on the up-and-coming swing in women's soccer.
You wouldn't expect anything less from Coach Hamilton and her group.
10, 9,
It should be exciting going forward, but
6,
advantage
4,
back to Trinity after Southwestern taking the 2019 title. Trinity with the revenge match coming back out on top. 4-2 here, final score from San Antonio. And for the Tigers, we were kicked off by Katie Ward scoring 4 minutes and 22 seconds into this one. And then that led us to a 1-0 break at the half. But Sydney Cataward came back for Southwestern, and Katie Ward put the Tigers back up 2-1. I think that one was changed. We'll double check that before too long. And then goal by Sheridan, and Pridgeon cut back into the lead to make it 3-2 before Sheridan put it away. And that will do it for us from San Antonio. So we'll take one more look at Sheridan's final goal. And this one made it 4-2 and put it out of doubt here for the Tigers. The ball was played around for a while, and then Sheridan picking it up on the corner of the 18, turning and firing an absolute precision shot into the back upper corner. And that will do it for us from San Antonio. Thanks to Katie and Morgan running the cams today, and Brian for your insights. And we'll be back here for women's soccer on the 27th as we host St. Thomas. And we'll be back tonight at 5 o'clock for the men's basketball playoffs here on Tiger Network. Have a great day.